Hello, welcome to Exotic Gardening with me, Yorkshire Kris. On this week's episode, we'll be looking at my jungle cum vegetable garden. So welcome to my exotic garden with a twist this year because we've got some vegetables in it. And in this video, we're going to have a look through and how it's actually worked. We've got the flowers and the vegetables mixed together, a bit like a sort of a kitchen garden, but with a twist with exotic plants. So we'll have a quick look through and then we'll talk about the individual plants. So it's the area, the first part of the garden, which is the jungle part of the garden, where the main plants in previous years have been lots of exotic annuals, gingers, cannas, dahlias, that sort of thing. With lots of flowers and also lots of vegetables that cover a wide area here. So lots of edibles. So we'll have a look at those as we go round. I just thought I'd give you a quick overview of this area first so you can see the area we are going to be talking about. So that is the area we've just walked through. I mean, dominant plants as we move into mid to late August now, can't believe I'm saying that already. Obviously the gingers that are very tall, we've got the palm trees and the cannas and the scheffleras as well. But lower down we've got lots of edibles, and there's four main edibles that we've got. We have got the squashes, the winter squashes. We have got the regular sort of courgettes, but the yellow ones. We've got the round courgettes as well, and we've got some tomatoes intermingled here. And we've also got a couple of other edibles that have just made their way in, like the amaranthus, which is a bit like quinoa. So as we've moved through August, we've got different flowers coming through. Some of them are just self-sown, some of them I have planted. And the one that's standing out to me right now is this wonderful zinnia. This is Zinnia Purple Prince. You can see it there. You can see it through the vegetable bed. I'm going to call it a vegetable bed because most of the actual mass of this is the vegetables. And we've got the sunflowers looking really nice as well. And the gladioli, which these red ones, these come back several years now and they're looking good. Very pleased with those. They just keep coming back year after year. But let's have a look at some of the vegetables. Big leaves here of this winter squash. This is doing really nicely. And if we look down, we should see some of the squashes, I think. If I remember rightly, we have one down here. So that's a nice squash forming. We've also got a little courgette on the side of it as well. Hopefully that's in focus. It's quite a dull day today. Unlike all the rest of the warm sunny days we've had, it's a bit cooler this morning. But it allows, I suppose, for the plants to recover a little bit so they're not wilting. Because this area here, this was well manured in spring. And it's needed it. It's really retained all the moisture. There's 2 tons of manure put on this bed. And I think the plants have really benefited from it. Because obviously we've had the hosepipe ban for over a month now. And I've hardly been able to water this, nowhere near as much as normal. But we've still got the flowers coming through, which are great to see. So let's have a look at some of the other vegetables. Down here underneath we have got the beautiful courgettes. Let's see if we can focus on that in the middle. There we go, down there. And then further down here, got some nice squashes as well. There we go. And courgettes, look at that one, nice one there. I've been eating them all the time. And as we move around, like I said, we've got the exotics mixed in. So we've got the big schefflera above, over there. We've also got the cannas. This is Canna standing over 2 meters tall and flowering. I mean, this is an edible, strictly speaking, as well. You can eat the rhizomes of this if you wish, a bit like a starchy potato crop, but I won't be doing that. Although I will be digging up a lot of these plants, because this area, it'll be turned into a lawn before next summer. So a lot of these plants will be dug up, like the dahlias and the cannas and gingers. And we'll open up this area, and the huge big bamboo over there, that'll be dug up as well and divided, the blue bamboo 1046. That's a big hard job I'll be doing. So let's look down here. We've got some squashes, and we've got these round courgettes. If we can focus on those down there, it's hard to focus, so many things in frame. Down there we've got the beautiful round courgettes. So they've been very, very tasty indeed. Been having them for since early July. I've been having those, so I had a good 6 weeks of those, and they've been producing every single day. And because I've got a lot of plants through here, I've been having lots and lots of produce and lots of spares as well. And in terms of the actual plants, I find that the squash has been the most vigorous. Have covered a large area, but it gives that jungle feel. So I don't think I'm losing out this year really compared to normal. Still got those big leaves, just happen to be from edible plants, and we've still got lots of flowers. Still got all the dahlias here. Got the wonderful red dahlia grown from seed, so red, so vivid that it's hard for the camera to show that. And we've also got some other dahlias, all dark leaf dahlias really, because they're the nice contrasting leaves with the green. So you've got the dark purpley black against the green, so that's a really nice contrast I find. And the squashes have been super vigorous. So vigorous, in fact, that they've chosen the palm trees to grow up. So it's hard to see, but through there we have got a big squash forming up a Trachycarpus princeps hybrid palm. So if I come out, you can see how big that palm tree is now, and it's growing up there. And the same in here as well. You can see the squash plant there moving up, it's growing up, and we've got the squashes forming up there as well. So they're really vigorous and they climb up everywhere, and one actually climbed up into the umbrella tree here, but with the storm it fell down, but the squash has still survived. And if we look down, you can see how the squash has formed. It's just on the table now. That's a big heavy sack. That's pretty heavy now, and it's probably ready to eat, but I'm just letting it ripen very hard. It sounds hollow, so it's probably fine to eat, but I'm just leaving it a bit longer. So that's doing well, and I'm really pleased with how this area has actually worked out this year, because we've got the edibles, we've got the ornamentals, we've got those flowers, and I think the flowers just popping up various different colours have worked really, really well, and not been too hard or labour intensive, including things like this begonia, and this has been left out all winter. We've got 3 begonia plants here, got a red one, a couple of these sort of apricot ones, and they've just flowered for months, and they just stayed in the ground and just came back, grown really well, like the Tradescantia below it, and it's fantastic. You can leave plants like this in, and they can come through the winter because it is raised above the original ground level. Not that you can tell that now, because I've raised up pretty much everything here. That's why the drainage is pretty good there, but still nice and moisture retentive, and that's what the gingers above have really liked. So if we just go up, you can see those gingers are flourishing here, and they'll be coming into flower soon. It's always the last few days of August that come into flower into September. You can see the flower buds there, so it won't be long now before these are in flower, and the beautiful white flowers with their slight perfume will be really, really nice, especially on an evening when they really shine out. What else we got down here? We've got crocosmia over in the distance. I didn't plant that, that just appeared. I don't know how that got there. It just yeah, found its own way into that part of the garden with a little ginger underneath. What else have we got? Let's just walk back round this way. My gimbal's struggling with the weight on the camera today for some reason. There we go. Don't know why that is. But I just, like I said, just like the mix of all these flowers intermingled. And I did say we had some tomatoes. So let's see where those are. Yeah, the tomatoes are just through here with the cannas and the nasturtiums underneath. So if we go down, we can see how we've got sort of a sub-layer of nasturtium plants growing under all the squash and courgette plants. And then as we move up, higher up, we've got the gingers above that, the sunflowers and the dahlias. Now, one plant that I really love is this irisine, and it's done particularly well this year. Look at that really exotic looking foliage, and it is a tender plant. I do take cuttings for this every single winter, but it's so easy to grow. Fantastic plant, and it just looks so exotic, much easier than coleus, just a bit more robust I've found. Grows well, and it's very drought tolerant as well, sun or shade, and it really doesn't matter. Never flowers, but it's the foliage that you want to grow this for. Obviously we've got the colocasia down here. This is Colocasia goilogensis, and that's a hardy one. That's just grown out of a base of this piece of wood here. It's just basically just grown through between here. There's a gap, and it's come out because the original plant is just over there. So that's a nice hardy colocasia. And if we just come back round, it's a bit lighter. We can see going through here where we've got the musifolia canna. Not as big this year because it really had quite a cold winter. It was slow to get started, but it's made up some ground, and it's about 1.5 meters tall, something like that. Normally gets up to 2 meters plus, but like I said, it did struggle early on. That's a really nice canna with a big leaves. Got an impatiens down here as well. And then looking through, you can see all the colour that we have in the distance there, framed by all the big bamboos, scheffleras and palm trees. So that is a very quick look at what I call this year a vegetable / exotic flower garden. Next year it'll be all different. Like I said, it will be turned to lawn and opened up. So if you can watch my videos, you'll see this area completely transformed. And as we go into winter, you'll see how I actually deal with these plants, because I want to keep all these plants, the dahlias, the cannas and gingers. So I'll be digging them up, and there'll be lots of plants because they do divide really well. And especially these big gingers, there's lots and lots of rhizomes that I need to deal with and divide, and then I can pot them up, and then next year they'll be planted in different areas of the garden, because it's all going to be changed here in Great Cliff Exotic Garden. So thank you for watching this edition of Exotic Gardening with me, Yorkshire Kris. Join me next week. We'll be doing more in the garden.